I tell you, I had a conversation with Russell Simmons one time in the park, and not in the park, in a club in Queens on Springfield Boulevard. I used to DJ there. It was called the Blue Ice, right across the street from the White Castle in Queens. And Russell came there with a record, and he gave it to me, and it was somebody rapping on it. It was like early. It wasn't a hit or nothing like that. So I said, "But why would somebody buy this when we do it for free in the park? You know, we out here in the park every day doing it for free. So why would somebody want to buy a rap record?" And he was like, he hesitated for a second. He looked at me and said, "Everybody's not coming to the park." Because my mind was, this is it.
Right.
If it don't happen in 147 or in 192 Park or IS8
40 Park
or 40, where else? It ain't happening nowhere else. That's how small my mind was to this thing. Russell was like, "Everybody ain't coming here." And I was like, you know, he like almost looked at me like stupid, you know? Like I was like, oh, okay. Because I couldn't imagine it being played on the radio.
Right.
They wouldn't play no hip-hop records on the radio. They would look at, when we took hip-hop records to the radio, they look at you like, this is garbage. This is never going to go nowhere. BLS had an opportunity. They got it with Magic, but they kept it late night. Hot 97 slipped in and took everything. They housed it. 24 hours of hip-hop. Black people, black radio station owners had an opportunity to get that, and they didn't get it because they didn't believe that hip-hop was going to be viable.
What station was owned by?
It was BLS was owned by the Percy Sutton, Inner City Broadcasting. That was a black-owned conglomerate.
Really?
From the Suttons were from Texas, and they owned, I don't know, maybe 20 stations around the country at the time. And BLS, if you had a station in New York, you was big. And they had BLS, the main black station in New York. They had the opportunity to buy it, to break hip hop. And they did. You know, they might have played a couple of records here and there, but they could have really took it over. By the time Hot 97 comes in, that's the 90s already. That's already early 90s. And a company from Indiana, MS Communications, comes in and says, "We're going to make this a 24-hour hip-hop station." And a white dude,
Indiana or Illinois?
Chicago, right. Yeah. And so they come in, and they come and you know, and so they came in with this dude named Steve Stout, a rock and roll dude, blonde hair. Yo, let's get all of these people. And they had, Bambaataa had a show there that in the beginning. Flavor Flav had a show there. Ed and Dre, you know, all these people were there, you know, and they just let them do what they want to do. And that was hip hop. Let them do what they want to do.
I have a question, and I asked Tat Wizard this. Who do you think was the best radio station in the morning? I said it was Star and Buck Wild, but he said Ed Love and Dr. Dre and Hot 97 was the best.
That's a good question. I think Ed and Dre.
You think
I think Ed and Dre. I worked there. I didn't even. I just came. I came at the end. In fact, I wasn't even working there when Ed and Dre was there. But I worked there. I watched Ed and Dre take it from nothing to something. And I love, you know, Star and Buck Wild. And I just wasn't a fan of the shock jock thing in the beginning.
Oh, I got it.
That's the only reason why. Now I get it. You know, it took me, you can't do that. When I was younger, you know, like, that's not fair. You blindsided him. You know?
He said, well, we can't do that. Yeah.
But, you know, I had to mature to.
You would say that Ed, because I asked Tat, and he said the same thing. Ed and Love and Dr. Dre may have had the, you know, the more popular morning show, Hot 97. I think, because I guess the age difference or whatever, I think it was Star and Buck Wild when I was.
But that's your era, right? More.
And because you probably biased with Star, so you got to ride with your man, right?
No, but I mean, I remember listening to him. It was lit in the morning, Star was
man. Star was crazy.
No, it was great. You know,
come on, G.
Star was crazy.
He was playing like rock and roll sometimes in there. Star was smart. He like, you know, I'm trying to go after like, you know, that other money, you know, that general market money. Even though I'm on a hip hop station, Ed, you know, wanted to, but it was more commercial sounding, you know, it was more, you know, fun. But Star was going after, you know, that other money that's just ridiculous. And I got it. And I didn't expect that to come from them when it first happened. Because they came from, you know, some hood, you know, presentation, and I was like, wow. So they came in playing rock and roll. I'm like, okay. And they was just beating people in the head every morning. And I was like, yo, wow, that's not fair.
So you were up there. When were you up at Hot 97?
I was there from 97 to like 207. Yeah. I was on the weekends. Yeah.
Yeah, you telling me I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I don't remember the years, but we know in 10 years.
Around that time. Yeah, about 10 years. I was there 10 years. And I taped, what after
So you got all the fucking tapes.
I taped all the Summer Jam.
Oh, shit.
So do you see the Jay-Z?
When Jay-Z and Michael Jackson?
Right. You ever see the Jay-Z meme where Jay-Z's standing there and people going, this is when, he knew he was going to leave The Rock, and he's standing there. That's me holding the mic, talking to Jay-Z with Dame Dash and Biggs and all the people standing around him.
Oh, wow. I know that footage.
They were just standing there.
And he's got that look on his face. And he's like, that was the Michael Jackson night. It was after the concert. We were in the backstage.
Oh, shit.
And so, I was there for that. I was there for,
You have a lot of unreleased footage.
Yeah.
So what are you doing with them? Let's talk about business.
Well, man, come on, you set it up. I know you got something going on.
Slow down. I just definitely want to know. I definitely want to.
I'd say. Look, I do a lot of licensing. And that's it.
So if somebody needs footages, they contact you.
Yeah.
Licensing is big money in licensing.
It's all right.
I know about it. I got a licensing deal with Juke and Media, man. Slow down, man. I know about this shit, man. Who you think you're talking about?
What do you stole this footage at? You probably like 1,000 hard drives, man.
Don't tell him. Niggas like him running your house. Don't tell him.
I don't want the address. I'm just saying.
No, people have seen. I still have a lot of the big tapes from back in the day.
Oh, wow.
The original tapes.
Biggie?
Oh, no. They're
he said big tapes. Big tapes.
They're not digital.
The
cassettes. No, I mean, we've done a lot of that. But, some of them I haven't. It's just too much. It's like 30 years worth of stuff.
Shit.
But what's your overall plan with this footage? Do you have a plan, or you just licensing? That's what it is.
We do. Yeah, we have to digitize everything. No, tape doesn't. Yeah, no, we've lost stuff. Sometimes we think it's good and we put it in and like, whoa, what happened? But a lot of stuff we still have. Yeah, we put it out there. Come on, man. I moved through the hood easy. No problems. Cut it out.
That was a good one. I don't trust you, man.
I see where you going with this.
I don't trust
G,
you, man.
you see me.
Oh, man.
I know.
Yeah. He's cool, man. This guy.
He's cool. I'm with him. I'm with you. I just want some footages, man.
What you want to do with it?
I want to put it on my YouTube.
Oh,
Shit, I want some exclusive.
Michael Jackson, Jay-Z, right? Please put.
Like, yeah. When Jay-Z leave The Rock, the original foot, I need that stamp.
That'd be crazy.
Yo, how you got that, man? I forgot. I remember you. Yeah, you was everywhere, man. I remember being young and watching Video Music Box, and I was just confused, like, what the fuck is going on? But you were a legend, man. I ain't gonna take that shit from you, man. And you said a little while ago that you was DJing as well.
Oh yeah, I started out as a DJ.
Really?
Yeah, I started
out.
What
was
your
DJ
DJ
name?
Same name. I have my MC Shan always laughs at me. He said, "How the hell are you gonna have your own name as your DJ name?" I said, "Because before there was people started calling themselves G Money and other things.
Get him. That nigga.
You just had a regular. You just had your name. There was no. This is him.
So it was DJ Ralph McDaniels.
Yeah, that was it.
That sound. DJ RMD. That sound crazy, man. How long you was DJing for?
From 17, 16. I was too young to be in the clubs. Okay. I couldn't leave the DJ booth because, the dude said, yo, you're going to get in trouble. I'm going to get in trouble with you because I serve liquor in here. You can't leave. So I suppose I got to go to the bathroom. He's like, don't. I was like, damn. So I'd be in a club from 10 o'clock to 4 in the morning.
Stuck right there.
Stuck. And I was like, I got to go to the bathroom. So they would walk me to the bathroom. After a while, they didn't care. But in the beginning, they would be like.
And what clubs you played? A lot of clubs?
Yeah. I opened up, the first club I opened up in Queens. Well, there was this place called Blue Ice I mentioned. Then we opened up Encore in Queens, which was in Jamaica. And that was like the biggest club in Jamaica at the time.
Encore was with, that's one on.
It became, what was it coming later on? Mercedes, what's it called, Mercedes? It was
on Jamaica Avenue, right?
Right.
By the library,
On the corner.
Right, got you.
You know, this footage, the infamous footage of, you know, the cats from South Jamaica and all of the drug cats from South Jamaica. And that's how it was every night. It was crazy.
You got that footage too, right? Oh, I'm about tired of you, Ralph. You got hit with Fat Cat and
Fat Cat now.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, the Fat Cat.
Yeah,
that wasn't my footage. That was my footage.
Oh, okay. It's on videotape again. Yeah. You got to digitalize it again. We know your tricks.
But that was what was going on.
You opened that club when you said open it.
Yeah, we built it from the ground. It wasn't there. And we built it from the ground up.
Wow.
And we brought in groups from, you know, all over from the city. And that became like the main spot. And that was pre-crack. That was pre-crack era. You know, that was Coke era. You know, people would sit around and just sniff Coke on the tables and shit. Then the crack era came, and that was the young cats. And that's when it got,
and you never did drugs?
Nah, that's when it got crazy. You know, that's when it was the Wild Wild West out there in South Jamaica, Queens. So but, you know, one thing I could say, I always knew everybody, you know, from you know, Baisley, from Southside, from Rochdale, from wherever. I knew everybody there because they came to the club. They were like, oh, he's the DJ dude. That's how they knew me. I was just the DJ. So I got a pass on everything. Yeah.